life is lifing right now, and I'm just tired, man. You see, I'm trying to juggle 100 million different things right now, like my final years of engineering. I'm trying to keep my YouTube channel afloat by making new videos while still managing this business behind the scenes, in which I'm always backlogged with. I'm constantly traveling for different tech events or scrambling to cover new device launches, and I still have to be an adult and cook and do chores and maintain a healthy lifestyle as well. It's just total chaos right now, and as much as I don't want to admit it, I'm not as organized as everyone thinks I am. All it takes is for one routine to break, then everything falls apart like a canon event, and then at that point, it's just too late to fix. So you end up brute forcing through everything. Except that maybe it's not too late. And that's what I realized after rediscovering my love for Notion. And yes, I know that sounds so cliche, but please, just hang on and hear out my story because I really hope this video can help those of you who are stuck in my situation as well. So, let me give you guys some backstory first. I started out on Notion years ago when the pandemic started and started to build up my own dashboards with my best friend who ran this content business with me. And we had tracking boards for our video projects and our finances. I had an agenda to help me organize my first year of engineering. We wrote daily journals to each other, had photo galleries, and all that good stuff. But the problem was, Notion was just too complicated and time consuming to keep up with. It wasn't as fully featured as I wanted it. You needed to learn a lot of workarounds to do some specific stuff, and it just didn't run smoothly at all. So when Notion reached out to me, I actually told them in my first email about why I don't really like Notion and wasn't sure about doing this collaboration with them. Now, here's the thing. After quitting Notion, I went through the journey of trying out so many different apps such as Evernote, Trello, Asana, Monday.com, Motion, TickTick, Todoist, Forest, Habitica, and so many more that I could just go on and on forever, but the same story panned out each and every time. I would go and watch tons of tutorials on how people set up their productivity systems, waste hours and hours trying to perfect it instead of doing my work, attempt to use it for a couple of weeks, then just slowly start forgetting about it and just quitting it altogether. And up until now, I've kind of just given up and just went with the flow with whatever I wanted to do. That meant jotting down tasks in my phone notes app once in a while, or attempting to time block my day, which never goes according to plan, or even just relying on pure memory, which never turns out great, especially when you start to get overwhelmed with seemingly never-ending amount of tasks and fall into this fight or flight mode. And that brings me full circle back to Notion, where even just a few weeks ago, I couldn't find the right system for me, and I actually considered calling off this video until I made this big realization. You see, the thing about Notion is, whenever you search it up on YouTube, you're met with thousands of videos with tons of views with creators showing off the crazy complex and super aesthetic dashboards. And that would in turn cause me to be frustrated by trying to duplicate what they're doing, or be impatient with the process of setting it up, or not be able to adapt it to my needs perfectly like how I want it. So that big realization ended up being, why am I even trying to create these crazy, perfect, aesthetic, and over-the-top dashboards even though I'm gonna be the one that's using it? Like, I'm not trying to impress anyone else or make myself look good by using this complex workflow that I don't have the capabilities of handling right now. So I found the answer to be, simple is best. So now that my entire perspective has changed, let me walk you guys through how I got started back in Notion again, and hopefully this can help you guys too. First of all, I think Notion Marketplace will be your best friend because there are countless numbers of free and customizable templates that you guys can use, and that basically eliminates the whole process of having to start from scratch or figuring out how to use anything. There's a Discover tab that shows you all the featured ones of collections that you can browse through. There's a tab for work-related templates with tags for different use cases that you can look through. Lots of fun ones for your personal life, which I really enjoy looking at. And finally, School, which will be really useful for any of you guys who are still students like me. Literally what I did when I got back into Notion again for the first time was I just gave myself a period of time to look through every single template and then basically just add every single one of them that I liked or wanted to take inspiration from, and then start deciding which ones to actually use and modify for myself. Then I just started to take one step at a time by focusing on a singular page and really fine-tuning tuning that to my liking. And what's really important to know is that you don't need to completely switch to Notion for everything, even though it's often marketed as like the one-stop solution by a lot of people out there. A lot of people also like to go overboard and build those beautifully aesthetic yet functional, but also complex and awesome dashboards, which admittedly I am quite jealous about, but you don't need to overwhelm yourself with that at the start, and you can just keep it simple. Also, that was a big reason on why I procrastinated on this video a lot, but then I decided, you know, I'm gonna just be real and keep it to myself and show you guys that Notion is still a work in progress for me. But yeah, I'm actually super duper excited to work through this winter break and throughout next year because I'm seriously so inspired by all these templates and how they can actually be used in your day-to-day life. And for example, some exciting stuff I can't wait to implement is a matcha/coffee recipe tracker for me to play around with. I can maybe start to properly track my gym workouts and nutrition, track new and old TV shows and movies that I need to catch up on, have a food journal to document my experience of new restaurants and food to try out, which will be super fun, and even track books that I want to read that other people recommend to me. Awesome, just a side note, but the mobile app has low-key been improved so much that it was one of the reasons why I came back to Notion instead of using other apps. Everything just loads in an instant now, unlike before, and I'm able to easily access my favorite pages and jot down notes or ideas very quickly. Also, I always carry two phones on me at once, one iPhone and one Android, and instead of using their individual notes app, I finally have a free place for both phones where I can implement my own notes-taking system using one of these free templates. Oh, also, one big feature that has been introduced is the new Notion AI, which is pretty insane for what it can do. A simple space on a new line or clicking the AI button on the bottom right activates the new and improved Notion AI, which uses knowledge from models like Claude and ChatGPT 4, which allows me to do stuff like writing video scripts for my usage notes, allowing me to import PDFs and pictures for Notion AI to analyze, and in my case, help me solve exam practice questions and teach me, make quizzes for my course review notes to help me review for final exams, help me do very specific code for engineering projects, or even something as simple as asking for help on how to set something up on the new Notion page. Quite insane what it's able to achieve, and man, do I wish I had that when I started engineering. Alright, we've now talked a lot about what Notion can do now that I've rediscovered it, but let's actually show you one of my boards to give you guys an idea of what my workflow is like, and then actually demo me finding a template, modifying it, and setting it up in real time. Alright, let's start off with my Gadgetsu dashboard, which is basically where I plan all of my content creation and business behind the scenes. So, you know, I like to keep things simple. I have a couple of my pages that I use a lot over here, and then I have a content calendar, which basically shows me everything that I need to post, and I have tags whether it's sponsored, it's social media, or YouTube. So that is pretty cool. So that's actually worked backwards. I have this miscellaneous page right over here. So I have some inspiration photos, which I need to add a lot, but you know, I can add tags and stuff. So this is actually pretty cool. This, I'm gonna actually do the template thing afterwards with you guys. So stay tuned. I have this gear wish list over here, which there's a lot of gear to purchase, and there's a lot more stuff that I want to put in my wish list, but this is actually pretty useful just to keep track of, you know, what I need to prioritize in terms of buying gear and what I want, because, you know, I just like to look at this from time to time. And then over here, I have my database of knowledge. So for example, if I click into like slog3 learning, I have a bunch of tips and stuff like that in my database, which is actually pretty useful when I need them, and I will add more onto that in the future. And then over here, that's social media videos is actually the exact same as my YouTube videos. I actually duplicated this, but I'm actually gonna show you guys my YouTube videos because this is my main, like basically my main dashboard that I use most of the time on Notion. So first of all, I have this like Kanban style board view where I basically have all my videos that I'm working on right now, and I categorize it into like a to-do, concept, writing, filming, and editing. And that really like gives me an easy glance at where the videos are at in terms of the video production process, which is super cool. And then that's linked into this content calendar, which shows me when I am actually releasing those videos. And if you know, for example, Notion set a video, it's supposed to be releasing tomorrow, December 14, 2024. Yes, I know I'm filming this late. I actually have the due date separate from the release date, so that's super duper cool. And if I actually click into one of those videos, let's say this Sonos Ace review, which is overdue actually, and I actually have not finished that. But basically, I have all my properties over here. I have a to-do list. I write my concept. This one is blank right now, but what I like to do is, as I'm actually testing the product, I can actually go into these important notes section and then just, you know, type out my usage notes, which is just really, really convenient to have. And it actually helps with my scripting process a lot just because I have notes, and it's a lot more organized now that everything is in that same board. And then basically, if you scroll down, I have an inspiration board where I can have like some thumbnails. I have a little checklist, some B-roll inspiration, which is super cool. And then in my actual script section, I have a little checklist to, you know, make sure my script is good. And then what I like is you can actually embed Google Drive documents in here. So if I click on this, just ignore the stuff in the back over here. I actually have the actual script that opens up on Google Docs. So that is super duper useful. And then let's go back to Notion. Where is it? Right over here. And yeah, I just have a bunch of stuff. And honestly, these tags are just really useful. And this is basically my simple, you know, content creation dashboard. And then, yes, my main calendar, I have it synced, the calendar from the YouTube videos and social media videos. That was a little bit complicated, but if you guys want me to dive deeper into that, you know, in the comments, I can do that for sure. But, you know, just to give you guys an idea, like if I added these formulas, I like, there's a bunch of formulas and stuff. So, combine, what is this one? Not this one. It's, hey, I honestly forgot. Oh, this one. All right, look at this. Like, yeah, it's pretty complicated. But what I love is that there's such a big community on Notion. So like, if you ever need help, you can actually find like Reddit pages, and there'll be so many people in the community and the Reddit. Look at that, 373,000 members. So it's really easy to find answers to questions. And you can even use Notion AI over here to, you know, ask it to help you with anything. So yeah, super duper cool. Okay, like I said earlier, I've shown you my dashboard, so now I'm actually gonna go find a template and set it up in real time with you guys so you guys can understand the process a bit more. And we're gonna do that with this CES 2025 planning, which is a trip I have in just over 2 weeks, which I gotta start planning soon. So in order to find the Notion Marketplace, which I said earlier in the video, you just go into this template section over here, and boom, you get a lot. You get your sections, work, life, school, as I mentioned earlier, but we're gonna do some trip planning. So I'm gonna go over here and type in trip planner in the search bar, and boom, you get a ton of stuff. So the cool thing about it is you can, you know, let's say this Japan thing is pretty cool, so I'm gonna actually open this in a new tab. I love this tab little feature because you can have multiple of them, which is actually really useful. So I'm gonna click into this one. What I can do is I can scroll through, I can see some ratings, or I can preview it so I can actually go around and like play around with it. So I like how this one has a packing list, shopping inspirations, chart thing. In my personal opinion, this itinerary list is a bit too basic, and I'm gonna be there for like 9 days. So I want something where I can actually find a bunch of days. So if I go in here, group trip planner light, I'm gonna check this one out. Preview, travel advisor. I'm not really going with a travel advisor. This one is okay, a little bit basic for what I want, so I'm gonna go find more. Alright, I've done some digging on my own time so I can cut all of that out, and I found this one which I actually like quite a lot, and there's actually a lot of good ratings for this one. So how you add it to your page is just press add again. Well, add again, it usually shows like an add button, and then it just pops up on your pages over here in your workspace. So once I click on that, alright, so boom, we are into this dashboard, which I actually like a lot. This one's actually really nice. So you got a bunch of your itinerary days. So if I click into that, a bunch of tags and stuff, things to see, restaurants and stuff like that. So that's gonna be super cool. There's like a little task list over here, and I love this restaurant section. So like you got your food, your places, you have different tags for different types of food. You can link this back to your itinerary. You got your location, description. Oh man, this is actually a sick template. So what I'm gonna do is I'm only there for like 12 days in Vegas, I think. So I can go ahead and start deleting all of these days that I don't need to use. So boom. And then if you want to edit these properties, it's actually really simple. So you just need to go to one of these 3 dots. So let's actually go to tasks over here for the before you go section. And you click properties over here, and then over here you can see tags. So I'm gonna drop down the menu, and boom, you get all of your options. So let's say, for example, I want to add some more options. Let's do like emails or like brand outreach, for example. That's super important, so I'm gonna add that in. Maybe I don't like this admin, so I might actually, go ahead and delete this one. Boom, cleaning, not really gonna do that, so put that away. Purchase, let's go, and a bunch of stuff. So basically I can add anything I want over there, which is super duper cool. And for right now, the most important thing is because CES like a convention show, there's gonna be a bunch of brands and like booths to go. So I'm actually gonna ask AI to make a little table for me. So what's really cool is I can be like, hey Notion AI, can you make a table for me, including all the times from, let's say 9 a.m. to I think 4 p.m. Where 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and have tags for the brand name, booth location, a checklist for sponsored or not, and I guess that's it. Let's try that. So boom, I'm gonna press enter and see what happens. So waiting. Oh my God, would you look at that? So you got your time, 9 to 4 by hourly. I didn't tell it to do that, but it knew. Brand name, booth location, and sponsored. So for example, I think this day, I can press accept, discard, insert below, or try again. So I'm gonna accept this one, love it. So I'm gonna do like, I don't know, MSI Canada, booth location, I'm not sure where it is, but let's say the Venetian, and this one is not sponsored, so I'm not gonna say sponsored. Damn. All right, this is actually really cool. This is actually gonna be really fun. That is absolutely amazing. Oh wow. Okay. And yeah, hopefully this can give you guys an idea of how to actually start building your own dashboards and modifying different templates to adapt to your workflow. And Notion is just seriously so good at growing into when you begin organizing your chaotic life, no matter what you want to do. And again, I really want to emphasize the importance of taking things one step at a time at your own pace while you begin integrating Notion into your own workflow, and you don't have to do it all at once. And just taking the time to, discover new ideas and workflows all the time will really take you guys a long way. And if this Notion journey is something you want to give a shot at, you can actually try out Notion completely free by using my link in the description and the pinned comments, or you can even upgrade to a higher tier to take advantage of those awesome features, or even try out the new Notion AI for a $10 add-on, which I think is actually pretty useful and worth a shot, especially considering that it's a lot cheaper than something like a ChatGPT Plus subscription. And yeah, that's it for the end of the video, and if you stayed all the way till the end, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one and took some valuable value out of this one. Valuable value. But yeah, make sure to leave a sunglasses emoji down below so I know you guys are a real one. And again, huge shout out for Notion for sponsoring this video and believing in me. And if you guys have any question about your own Notion dashboards or just any questions in general, make sure to leave them down below and I'll try my best to get back to you guys. And also make sure to smash the like and subscribe button and check out the other awesome content on my channel because there is plenty of it. And on that note, have a great one and I'll see you guys in the next one.